Welcome to DTM TV Enyanya, and I am your host Elijah Meru, reporting to you live from the city of Calling, and this is Real Truth, right? Today I want just to talk about partnership, right? In life we always need partners, whether you're talking about business. For you to be able to succeed in business, you need to have partners who will add value to your business, right? If you're talking about a business, but also we need also partners. If you are in a political circle, if you are a politician, you need people who will surround you, whether you're talking about a political member, a member of your political party, whether you're talking about a political another political party you want to partner with, so as to be able to advance whatever vision you have. Whether you're talking about family, that you wanted to have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or somebody else so you can live with or spend some of your life with them. Whether you're talking about just a friendship, somebody you just want to talk to and have them as your friend, a confident somebody you can really share your small little secret, your partner in crime, and we need them. But the big problem is always, how do we choose these partners? And do we choose them, or we let them choose us? Because I have the impression as if many people do not choose their friends, but let the friends to choose them. You see, there are some things you cannot choose in life. You may not choose who your parents will be, who is your father, who is your mother. You might not choose this, but you can choose what you'll do with your life. You can choose who will be your political partner, for example, who will be your partner in life as far as marriage is concerned, or relationship. You can choose who will be your partner as far as any other relationship is concerned. It's not the same as a parent. You have already married and your wife is pregnant, or you are pregnant yourself, and you might not really choose. I've seen so many people wanting to have a baby boy, and then suddenly they get a baby girl, or sometimes they get not really what they expected, But to be honest, that is just a part of the relationship. That child or that parent, you'll have to love them and live with them, because you have no other option. And this is not somebody you can say, no, I'm tired now, you will no longer be my child, you will be my former child or my former parent. They will always be your parents. The relationship you'll have with them, whether you'll be close with them or to them or not, that's another story altogether. But there are so many other relationships in life which we need to think of about every time before we find ourselves in trouble. And this is very important, because this is a subject that is really touching all of us in one way or the other. And sometimes we find ourselves in trouble. We find ourselves in big mess because we chose wrongly our friends. Some of the things that we must not do is first to let friends choose us. Of course, somebody might show interest in you, but it's up to you to decide if yes, you will say yes to that proposal, or you will say no. But in most cases, sometimes when somebody has just shown that interest, we just say yes, and then we want to learn later, and before we know it, something terrible has happened. And sometimes by just mere luck or chance, it might work. But in most cases, if it's something you never made a deliberate effort and decision, you might end up regretting. Mistake number 2, don't jump into finding a partner when you are in trouble. simply because you have this problem, you have financial problem, you have been hurt in another relationship before, or you just are in some awkward situation and you need just somebody to be close to you, that is not the appropriate time to choose a partner, because then somebody who will just show up in your life, you might want to accept them even though you don't really like them, but you will find yourself in a relationship with them for the wrong reasons, you know. And that's why I'm thinking myself here that we must avoid this. We must avoid entering into a relationship when we are just hurt, when we are just having some other issues and the past issues have not been healed completely, because then we end up making a very wrong decision, you know. And sometimes you find the two people who have been hurt, this one has been hurt and that one has been hurt, and they are still nursing their injuries, and for some reason they meet together, and that's a very wrong reason to be in a relationship. The third reason you should not be in a relationship, you should not just enter into a relationship, is to pity somebody, you know, that somebody is an awkward situation, something terrible has just happened to them, or something terrible has just happened to you, and then you just feel pity, you just pity that person, you feel sorry for them, and then suddenly you find yourself into a relationship with that person. The problem with that is that when that person will heal, they will show you their true colors. You understand? So it's very important to avoid just bringing someone into your life or as a partner just because they have just been hurt. You see, for example, in a political party which just have been had a problem or just been excluded from the coalition or something like that, and then they are running, looking for somewhere to go, and then you bring these people close to you. Before you know it, they will hurt you badly. You know, these are some of the consequences of relationship which you should by all means avoid. Avoid free riders. Free riders are people who want to come into your life proposing nothing, but they just want to get and get and get and get. And these are very simple people. You could find them by just asking them some questions, you know. These are people who are just close to you because of what they expect to get from you, and they are proposing nothing. You understand? And sometimes we find ourselves in this situation, and this could be the reason why we're seeing so many divorces in African families in the West, for example, because you see many African families, the man is the breadwinner, and so the man goes out there to look for money and that and this, and then he comes, pays the bills, pays for the schools of the children, brings bread on the table, brings everything that the family needs. And the woman has nothing to propose if not children, you know. And I'm not saying children are bad, but I'm trying to be just as honest as I can here. And then it can be the other way around. It can be the woman is the one working and the man is not. And then you find this man just pretending to be in love with this woman, but in reality he doesn't love the woman. He loves her because he thinks this woman could pay his bills, you know. And so when they arrive here, suddenly this person has also a source of income. And because all this time they have been with you just because of what they were getting from you, and now they have another source of getting the same thing from somewhere else, then that relationship will not do what? It will not stand. Because they didn't have anything to propose to you. They only had something to take from you. This is different from somebody who already had something they were bringing on the table. You had also something you were bringing on the table. Even if you go into different environment, you see that that will just strengthen your relationship. It will not break it. You see? And this is a very dangerous and awkward situation sometimes we find ourselves in, because of the wrong choices that we have made, you know. And free riders, I'm talking, if you know, free riders, those who did human resources management would understand this clearly. So these are people, you see, when somebody is riding a bicycle, sometimes you see them having somebody they're riding with. And this person does nothing. It's the person who is on the wheel who is trying to ride, you know. And if they are climbing the mountain or going down a mountain, everything is done by this one person, and the other one is just relaxing, receiving. He's on the receiving end. These are terrible and dangerous human beings to be with. Understand? You must avoid them by all costs. You want somebody, even if you are riding, you can ride 5 kilometers, and then they say, let me also ride. Let me also give you a place also to relax as I ride. But somebody who just want to take and take and take and take and take, these are the people that I call Dead Sea. And in the Dead Sea, there is no life. The Dead Sea is a sea which just receives water, but it doesn't give out water, because it's like a boxer, you know, receiving but not giving out. These are dangerous people. These are people who can even kill themselves because they don't know it. And I was told the story of a monkey by a friend of mine, and he was saying how they kill monkeys in their place, and that they just have that thing that they use, you know, to catch, you know, to catch these monkeys, and they have it at the end of that. There is a kind of a hole. At the end of that hole, there are some kind of needles, you know, and so they put nuts inside that thing, and then the monkey, when he comes, he puts his hand inside there, takes the nuts, and because now it's a box. Now when he wants to remove the hand, he can't, because then those needles will be hurting him. So he will spend the whole day there trying to get those nuts. But because he can't release them, he can't have them, spend the whole day there until the person who put that in that place will come and kill it. Why? Because it has only this desire of getting something without nothing to offer and without nothing in their brain. So I thought of us discussing this shortly, and I was saying that you need to have something you are proposing yourself if you want to be into a relationship. Propose something, and that something, expect also a person you want to go to be into a relationship with also to propose something, and not somebody who wants just to take from you, or you should not also go into that relationship just expecting to take from that relationship only. And I've seen thousands of people like this. They have watched these movies, and they have their how do you call them? They have these their actors, and they have some kind of life. They have just imaginary life, you know, and they come into a relationship while they have nothing to offer, and that is very, very dangerous. Avoid this kind of people, because they will be a burden to you. They will hurt you at the end of the day, and once they get the only thing they want from you, they will leave you crying. So as I said, don't allow friends to choose you. Choose friends. Choose people you know that they will add value to your life, and you will add value to them. Avoid the people who are ever complaining. They complain about this, they complain about that. They find nothing good in whatever you do. They are not encouraging. Choose people who, at least when you do something good, they can encourage you. When you do something bad, they can find an amicable way of correcting you without bringing you down. There are people who think that by bringing other people down, they will be up, which is not true, you know. But these are some kind of partners that we find ourselves in relationship with, because they were expecting so much from you, and when they don't get exactly what they wanted, then they start bringing you down. Then they start talking blah 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 blah. Then they start planning how to destroy you, because perhaps they are even intimidated with what you have to offer. Because at a certain point, even if you want in that relationship and that you wanted to get and get and get, when you arrive in a place where you are just getting and getting, you get yourself humiliated. You get yourself that inferiority complex. And what do then? You start fighting the same person you entered into a relationship in the first place. That's why I'm saying avoid those kind of people who are ever negative. Those kind of people who are there always to try and bring other people down. If somebody is busy always trying to find ways of bringing other people down, that's not a person you want to bring into your life. That's not a person you want to work with. If somebody has never done anything, they have never achieved anything in their lives, don't try to convince them. Don't try to think you will change them. You see, it's important even before you bring somebody and to know that that person has something to add to your life. That's why when people are employing employees, they want to look into their CVs and look what they have been able to achieve. Look at their academic achievement. Look at their experience and something like this, because that's the only way you know that they are able to bring or to add some value to your life. But if somebody has never done anything and the only thing they know how to do is criticism and criticize others, they will criticize you and destroy you. Be careful and pay attention. Your life is more better. You better be without any partner than choosing a wrong partner, because at the end of the day, they will make you make suicide. Thank you. God bless you and have a nice day. Bye-bye. I love you. Elijah. In Africa, enyanya, enyanya, enyanya.